Welcome to my Digital Nomad Monthly Recap, where I'm covering this time for the month of August 2021 and highlights from stays in Mexico with Bacalar and Valladolid, Mexico, as well as the Osa Peninsula in Costa Rica, which is literally where I'm standing right now. So you guys, wow, what is digital nomad life like? I actually left Atlanta, Georgia, December 31st, 2020 for 2+ years. I've been traveling now full time, going into the 9th month. So it's been incredible, taught me so much about embracing the unknown, having faith, taking even more leaps of faith, reducing expenses on how much less we can live on than what I imagined years ago. And so in the month of August, and so I'm filming this now in September, and I do this, I do a weekly recap, but I used to also do a blog and a show weekly, but I realized just from a content aspect, it made a lot more sense to debrief it on a monthly basis and also from a time perspective. So I introduced the monthly recaps about 2-3 months ago or so, while I was in Mexico in Tulum. So if you're curious about Tulum, definitely check out my recaps with Tulum, Mexico, because I was in Tulum for 3 months, okay? And I love it and on a lot of levels, but there's a lot of things I don't love about it, so I share about that. And it's funny because the very next place I went with Bacalar, Mexico, all the things I didn't love about Tulum completely reversed in Bacalar. So side note. So this digital nomad recap and the month of August in Mexico and in Costa Rica. And so first, and you can definitely dive in, you guys, more in detail on the blog, but I'm going to give you the key points. So first I cover like the stays, I cover, any insights, I cover wins, I cover progress, I cover insights with community creators and creatives from a working perspective. And then I cover also adventures, because clearly you're here and you want to know about the adventures. But don't think for a second that every day is an adventure, but don't think every day I'm like out doing this like crazy adventure. Meaning so many days, like here, while I've been here in Costa Rica, 5 to 6 days out of the week, I'm here doing stuff, working while I'm at the farm online or even doing stuff outdoors. Oh, the spider's crawling on my camera now. Okay, yeah, go away. So anyway, so in Bacalar, so while I was in Bacalar and Valladolid and now in Costa Rica, obviously I've done a ton of adventures. And from that aspect at the end of the video, so make sure you stay tuned in, I'm sharing highlights with things like sunrise stand-up paddleboarding in Bacalar, cenotes in Bacalar and in Valladolid, Chichen Itza, one of the seven new wonders of the world that I visited in August, and the snorkeling experience in Caño Island in Costa Rica, Drake Bay, the sustainable farm highlights, and so much more from an adventure perspective. So morning routines, if you're curious about my mornings, I practice what I call, and days, I practice what I call a sacred 7 morning and a sacred 7 morning, 7 steps to success, spiritual, mental, emotional, relational, playful, physical, and financial, and I create 7. So clearly I have this thing with 7s, and I was born on October 7th, if you didn't know that. And you can dive in more on my morning routine on the blog and what that looks like if you're super curious, or some of my prior videos where I cover that. But I really want this to dive into the monthly recap. So from a monthly perspective, on a community basis, you guys, in July, I noticed that I focused even more. Like 80% of my time was really focused on the things that move the needle. And it started to show up more and more, both on the aspect of wealth creation, on happiness, on contentment, but also reducing expenses and just community creation as well. And this month, I saw even more fruits of that, okay? So what do I mean by that? from a community basis, our community grew across, social channels, but also proposal-wise with community. So I'm also, for example, I did a couple presentations last month with the wonderful community and also with ours. And last month on a proposal basis, we decreased the amount of proposals to 7, but the total and future potential business is over $500,000, you guys. So I got more strategic, more focused, more aligned, okay? Oh, the spider's crawling on the lens. You might see him like in the front in a second. Wow, okay. Yeah, he's a big fire red spider. Okay, so, and obviously the mosquitoes are trying to get me too. They love me. I'm so sweet, apparently. So, community. Creators, we launched last month the Creation Club Mastermind again. And you can definitely tune into that and see the free 14-day challenge previews or the free 14-day challenge entire preview if you sign up on Kajabi via our freebies at fitlifecreation.com freebies. We had over 100 people sign up for the mastermind, like with interest. Then we also had over 200 people sign up via Indeed alone to be wellness coaches. So super, super grateful on a creator aspect as well. Okay. And then one thing that I didn't mention, how do I stay focused? So every month I have what I call a super focus. And for the month of August, my super focus was I'm creating a life and business I love, and I'm creating and receiving $3,000 to $25,000 daily to weekly to monthly in wellness, online, business, and travel. And I am supervisor and world team with Herbalife. Now, some of those things have happened already. Some of them have not yet happened. And I'm staying focused until I'm stable and consistent in those, okay? So just to go back, because I always have a super focus for the month, for the day, for the week, then that aligns all the way to the month and to the year. Then I track things on community, on creators and creatives, and I use tools like ClickUp, okay? So we covered community, we covered creatives, now creators, now let's talk about creatives. So creatives is things like this. Creatives is me filming YouTube videos, me doing blogs, me doing shows, things like that. But it can also involve things in person like retreats and or brand projects in person, which I'm going to talk about also for community because that was different this month. And it can also include Instagram Reels, like all kinds of things, like content more driven, like direct to creator, okay? So in the month of August, I posted over 7 blogs, over 20 Instagram Reels, over 10 YouTube videos. So definitely increased in content creation. And definitely am seeing results and fruit of that, and got a project with an ongoing online publication too. And then, so let's go back to community because this goes across community, creators, and creatives, and because it affected everything for me in the month of August. And you guys, these mosquitoes love me, like love me. I should have worn pants because I'm wearing like a little, because this is like right in front of the house. So I put on this little short dress, or not really short, but still. So in the month of August, for kind of really the second time during my travels, I ended up also doing things in person. Meaning like the end of July, I had the Bacalar Picaflor project where I was helping the owner in person with wellness consulting, potentially adding smoothie bowls, adding Herbalife with her website, with videos, with social media, okay? And so, adjusting that to make sure things were still flowing with, Fit Life Creation, with Create It. And then now being here almost a month with, Cindy, with Tropical Escapade, with Osa Green Travel, with Rancho Tropical, and the work involved with that, and the time, with websites and SEO, with the blog launch and blog posts for them, with, grant research and submissions and emails, editing and, other business consulting and digital marketing, as well as creating content. was, definitely an adjustment for me to figure out, okay, what works best for me to make sure that I'm dedicating time, how am I communicating with the team that's leveraging and scaling things, and then how am I making sure that Tropical Escapade is happy, that Workaway is happy, that I am leveraging the time here appropriately and giving, abundantly above and beyond, especially with what, I'm receiving. So with that gives you a recap on the focus, that gives you a recap on where I've been, on the community creators and creatives, and as promised, I talked about that you would see snapshots of the adventures at the end of this video. So definitely check that out. I'm going to show you quick flashes of what happened in Bacalar and Valladolid here in Costa Rica, and definitely check out my other videos on all those destinations and more. And where in the world is Katrina Julia and where I'm headed next? Stay tuned to find out and create, transform, and inspire. Because friend, you are born to.